Hello guys, welcome to Ashish Academy. Now we are just going to discuss a very important chapter and we are just launching a React.js. So basically we will just discuss what is the requirement of a React.js nowadays and what are the differences and the advantages over the other JS frameworks. Maybe if you are talking about AngularJS, maybe earlier we had that Dojo, maybe we had a jQuery, and there are so many JavaScript frameworks we had that. But apart from that, why we are looking at React.js and what is the advantages over the other JS framework? And also we have a Node.js, but that is also we can use at the client side, at the server side, and that is a different side at all. But when we are talking about the UI component, so we will compare with the other like Angular and jQuery basically. And it is a very much basically used by the Facebook as well as the Instagram. It is introduced first from the web Facebook. So basically we will see the advantages and what are the drawbacks from the other JS frameworks basically. So why JS? React.js. So React.js is the main objective at React.js is to develop a user interface that improves the speed of the apps. It uses virtual DOM JavaScript object which improve the performance on the app. So basically this virtual DOM is faster than the regular DOM, and this in memory of DOM basically. The virtual DOM is basically in memory. We can use a React.js on the client and a server side as well with other frameworks as well. It uses a component and the data patterns that improves the readability and helps to maintain the larger apps. Okay, so main advantages is basically the JavaScript works on the virtual DOM, and then we'll see how the virtual DOM works is. Okay, so any changes has been happened, then it will first improve, it will done on the virtual DOM first. So that's why we can get the much more better performance. So React.js doesn't use the templates. Now another advantages is basically in any JavaScript or frameworks, basically it is using HTML tags. Okay, so these HTML directives basically, and that is the built using the templates. The traditional web application UIs are built using the templates or HTML directives. So these templates dictates the full set of abstraction that you are allowed to use to build your UI. So basically these templates dictates to you how you can develop the UIs basically. Okay, so React approaches binding a user interfaces differently by breaking them into components. Basically this entire React.js is work on the component basis, and it is break down this entire templates into a component. This means the React uses a real full feature programming. So this means the React uses a real full feature programming language to render view, which we see as an advantages over time. So the components, and another advantage is the using the components. Basically these are a usable, a reusable components. So once you will develop the components, it can be used by in any other you can say functionality and any other ways as well. So you have to just develop the component once and you can give it to other people as well. So JavaScript is flexible, powerful programming language with the ability to build abstractions. This is an incredible important in large applications. Okay, so by unifying your markup with its corresponding view logic, React can actually make views easier to extend and maintain. So React provides a much more better functionality. You can easily extend and maintain it by backing an understanding of markup and a content into a JavaScript. There is a no manual string concatenations and therefore less surface area for XSS vulnerabilities. Very important point, but it is a little bit high level. You can say there is a no manual string concatenations required. Okay, so We have also created a JSX, so we also use that JSX files basically, an optional syntax extension in case of you prefer the readability of HTML to a raw JavaScripts. So these are basically advantages of a JSX. Okay, so we will discuss JSX also, how we can create a JSX files and what are the advantages over the JavaScript basically. Reusable components. So reusable component, a component based structure component or your Lego pieces. So you start with a teeny component like button, checkboxes, drop downs, etc, and you create a wrapper components composed of those smaller components. So basically you can create your own, customize your own components on top of these small components, and then you write a high level of wrapper components basically. So you can give your own components which is built on top of these small components, and you give it to other people to use it, and it goes like that until you have this one root component. That component is your app. Okay, so the root component is your basically your app. We will see how you can create a app component, root component, and then how you can access it. So fast render with virtual DOM, very important point when you are about to develop a web application that involves high user interaction and view updates. So you can just think like Facebook, where you have a high user interaction and there's so many people are keep continuously putting a comments, and then you need to load the comments very frequently. So you are not loading the entire page, you are loading the components which is having only the comment box. So you see that there is a, you can say millions of users are there, and maybe these some of the users are continuously putting comments, and you need to continuously update that particular section with the comments, right? So that particular basically functionality Facebook is developed through a React.js. So like the new form builder on JotForm, you have a consider the possible performance issues. Although today's JavaScript engines are fast enough to handle such complex applications, DOM manipulations are still not that fast. So updating DOM usually the bottleneck when it comes to the web performance. React.js is trying to solve this problem by using something called as a virtual DOM. So that is we already discussed. Through virtual DOM we will basically help it. A virtual DOM kept in a memory. Any view changes are first reflected to a virtual DOM. So anytime any changes will done, it will be basically changed into a in memory DOM object basically. Then the efficient different algorithm compares the previous and the current state of the virtual DOM. So this algorithm will compare the earlier state of a DOM and updated state of the DOM and calculate the best way to apply these changes. So then it will apply the difference and the changes. So that is the way it will make it. If you are talking about any other, it will be load the entire DOM basically. So in earlier days, if you are talking about, we had that Ajax functionality to render some certain functionality or certain updates. So normally we do a request to a server side, and we again fetch the data from through Ajax and we upload it in jQuery.ajax. The functionality of these functions basically provided this kind of functionality, but it is providing a much more better way. Okay, finally those updates are applied to a DOM to ensure minimum read write time. So these changes will be applied in the best way and the very short span of a time. This is the main reason behind the React.js high performance. So very important point, you should know that how these things are basically working here. So React updates and date sample. React really shines when your data changes over a time. In traditional JavaScript applications, you need to look at what data changed and imperatively make the changes to a DOM to keep it to up to date. We already discussed this point. This is a similar point which we already discussed for related to virtual DOM. Even AngularJS, which provides a declarative interface via directives and data binding, requires a linking function to manually update the DOM nodes. Either if you are talking about AngularJS or if you are talking about jQuery as well. So React advantages. So React takes a different approach. When your component is first initialized, the render method is called generating a lightweight representation of your view. So basically everything will start from the render method. Okay, so when you create a simple class, it will extend the react.component, and we have a render method. So render method is basically very important. So render method called and generating a lightweight representation of your view. From that representation, a string of a markup is produced and injected into the document. When your data changes, the render method is called again. In order to perform updates as efficiently as possible, we diff the return value from the previous call to a render with the new one. So basically we are comparing the old state with the new one and generating a minimum set of changes to apply to a DOM. So based on that, we will finalize what are the changes need to be applied to a DOM. The data returned from the render is neither a string nor a DOM node. It is the lightweight description of what the DOM should look like. Very important point, that is exactly which we already discussed for the performance point of view. Live uses of React.js, already I have given a basic example for comments on the Facebook side, you can see, or live comments sometime people are just doing. So it is going to keep continuously loading on that. Maybe you heard think about that, so many places, so many people are putting a different comments, and it continuously Facebook is loading that. So how much performance the Facebook app is basically bearing it. So in the same way Instagram. So this is the way. So because React has its own lightweight representation of a document, we can do some pretty cool things with it. Facebook has a dynamic chart that render to a canvas instead of a HTML. Right. Instagram is a single page web app built entirely with the React and the backbone. So the router designer regularly contribute to a React code with the JSX. So basically JSX is used here in the Instagram as well. We have built internal prototype that run React apps in a web worker and use a React to drive the native iOS views via the Objective-C base. So basically it is also supporting to iOS, basically Apple devices, where we use that Objective-C to build this kind of application in mobile app. Maybe when we talk about Android, so we have Android SDK. In the same way we have iOS SDK, basically this Objective-C we use it for iOS devices. So you can run React on the server for SEO, performance, code sharing and overall flexibility. Events before a considered standards compliant with all the browsers basically. So it is also compliant with all the browsers. So there is no such dependency on any particular browser, like it will run on the Chrome or maybe a Mozilla or maybe a Internet Explorer like that. So that is also a facility we have. So these are things basically, and these are advantages of React.js. So that is, we should know that why we are using it, what is the mean. There are other things also which we'll going to discuss about the Flux, as well as how we can render the views and so many things which we'll discuss, but these are a very basic advantages which we need to understand.